Hey guys, just wanted to check in with you today here in Central PA. It's an amazing day, sunshine. Going to be about 90 degrees the next few days, so it's going to be hot. But I guess I got to get myself ready for dealing with the heat as I go on this journey. Today, I wanted to talk about something. I got a question asked me yesterday as to what is my well. Before I say that, so in my mind, there's about 5 or 6 groups of people that, not all of them by any means, but a portion of them. It's the funniest thing because they are so passionate about the topic and their beliefs that it is there's not a whole lot of understanding, and that's kind of what this whole journey is about: is pointing the thumb and taking a minute to breathe. And I'm going to tackle two of those today, and my thoughts on them because I was asked, and I'm probably going to offend some people. But again, as I always say, before you all start to either throw stuff at your computer screen or your phone, or you support and cheer and say he gets it. Hear me out. Let me finish my thoughts and just take a second to process. So there's about 5 topics that I think are really that some people get, I don't say radical, but real passionate about. Religion and politics are 2 of them. Um, Believe it or not, one of the ones I'm going to talk about today is people's belief on guns, and certainly that's a hot topic in this country with some of the things that have gone on. And I was asked my opinion on that, so I'm going to share my opinion on that. And there's a couple of others that you'll kind of laugh at, but if you ever talk to somebody about it, you'll learn pit bulls and, believe it or not, cats. So to a cat owner, boy, I'll tell you what, you mention anything negative about cats and they just kind of jump on you before your sentence is even finished. But we're not going to talk about those today. We're talking about guns. So let's talk about a few facts, right? The Second Amendment, the right to bear arms, was ratified in 1791, and it's upheld by the U.S. Constitution. And I support that. Certainly I support a U.S. Constitution, and I support anybody's right to own guns because it's legal. Um, that having been said, okay, um, my personal opinion and my personal stance on guns is this: I'll never own a gun. I don't begrudge people that do. The gun advocates will crusade and say that guns don't kill people and it's the people. And look, I agree with that, right? Gun doesn't pull its own trigger. But with guns, my own personal preference, my own opinion, what I can guarantee by not owning a gun is that a family member of mine will never accidentally be shot or get shot, okay, during the cleaning of a gun. A family member of mine or myself will never lose themselves mentally and go take out a school or stranger or whatever, right? I'm not saying most people do this, but I know for a fact this will never happen if I don't have a gun in the home. I also know that people are broken, and I'm one of them. And if you ever get to a dark place, I'll never pull a gun out and do something stupid because I don't own a gun. It's kind of like the person that doesn't drink alcohol. They're never going to get a DUI or kill somebody drunk driving. It eliminates it from the equation altogether. So, again, my personal preference for me and my family is to not have any guns. It doesn't mean I look at anybody else and say I'm anti-gun. I rather think we treat the people and not the guns. And we need a lot more help in terms of mental health issues and so forth and so on. But the same way I talked about guns, again, the analogy I often use with guns is pit bulls. Now, again, before you jump all over me, guys, it's really pretty simple. Pit bulls are an animal. I love animals, and I understand that 99.9% of pit bull owners, the minute you say, hey, I would never own a pit bull, they jump all over you. It's not the dog, it's the owner, it's how you raise them, it's how you train them. I agree wholeheartedly. But here's what I also know to be fact. About 5 times a year, I read a news release about somebody being attacked and killed by a dog, and 95% of those are pit bull attacks. Okay? I've never seen a news story about a golden retriever showing some baby up. I've never seen a news story about a labradoodle, going nuts and tearing apart some old lady. So again, I'm not here to trash pit bulls. I'm not. I'm just saying, for my own personal preference, I will never own a pit bull in my home. And in some cases, I'm not certainly comfortable especially when my kids were younger, around some of them that I don't know that well. So again, I know folks are so passionate about these and they feel like they're being attacked or I'm attacking their pets or their family. I'm not. But I know if I don't go out and drink, I'm not going to get a DUI. I know if I don't own a pit bull can't hurt one of my children. I know if I don't own a gun, that a gun can't do some damage intentionally or accidentally in my home. Okay? Here's something though that I think is a point, that's a talking point, and this is where I hope you people are sticking with me as far as this goes. Here's a question I think bears some thought. The U.S. Constitution, Second Amendment, says we have the right to bear arms. So it was written in 1791. That document is 230 years old. Okay? Think about that for a minute. Do you think our founding fathers, when they wrote that document, had any idea of what life would be like 230 years down the road? When that Second Amendment was ratified, I did the research. I normally don't do research, but I did the research. Every gun was a muzzle-loaded rifle. And I'm outdoors today, and they seem to be turning in different colors here as I go. I don't know if that's just me. Anyway, my point is that the right to bear arms were basically, single shot. It was designed to protect families from intruders and to represent the government's militia if they were called, and so forth. Do you think that if the founding fathers had the foresight to realize the weaponry that exists today, that constitutional amendment would have been written in the same manner? Do you not think there would have been a caveat or some kind of addendum to talk about it? And that's where I've got the issue with folks that want to scream, it's our right in the Constitution. I'm not attacking the Constitution, I'm not attacking guns, I'm not attacking gun owners, but I am saying that how many things in this world are concrete 250 years out without any kind of amendments or any kind of review, editing, deletions? Some of the funniest books out there are these books that if you talk about, what's illegal in certain states that are on the books. That you can't sleep outside with a horse, or you can't, it's these crazy things. But they've been written in 1784 and 1822, and no one ever took the time to take them out. And that's kind of my point with this. So just humor me for a minute and play along with me when it comes to guns. So where we are now from where we were, 1791, let's fast forward another 200 years. So let's assume for a minute that technology has the ability to create a gun that has a laser on it, that from 500 yards out, I can point the laser and pick out a squirrel's eye spot on. Right? It's a gun according to the Constitution, and the people that want to beat their chest and say it's my constitutional right to own that gun. Come on, guys. And that's my point. The Constitution was written to own guns. It was, at the time, the capability of what a gun could do and what they were. It was just totally different than what it is now. So, yes, it's your constitutional right, but please, all I ask is have a modicum of perspective when you make that argument. All right, because there are other realms that you would go, that's archaic. That was 250 years ago. There's no way that's the case. So, again, and to the pit bull owners, I know your dogs are wonderful. I get it. Just my own personal choice when it comes to that. So, I'm sorry it's not a real sexy answer, a real sexy video today, but someone asked me the question on my thoughts on guns. I'm in central Pennsylvania. I'm in the vast minority when it comes to being, a non-gun owner. I would say probably at least 60% of my friends own, carry, and do it responsibly. And probably 80% of the folks that I know in social rounds believe in it and use it. And again, I'm not here to fight the fight or argue with them. That's their right. But when you speak to it, speak to it with a modicum of perspective, please. That's all I ask anybody. On a side note, my Phillies shut out the Yankees yesterday, 3-0. All of that payroll, all of that money, and the Yankees can't even score a run. How about them apples? So we're a game and a half out of first place. My goal is to have the Phillies in first place by the time I leave. And I will miss the World Series when they're beating the Yankees in the World Series, but hopefully I'll be able to stream it and things like that. All right, so that's what I got for today. I do want to put this out there if you people are still watching. I'm hoping, people have asked how can I help, and I actually am hoping for some help. I am looking for some help with something. What I'm looking for is this. as I get out there, and even right now, I'm finding my time less and less available to do things. And as I go state by state, probably today or tomorrow, I'll be putting out an itinerary. I'm going to do an itinerary 2 weeks out in advance to kind of give a general understanding of where I'm hoping to be, when I'm hoping to be there. And I'm doing it for several reasons: safety, for my family's benefit. But I'm also hoping that if folks know that I'm coming, it will facilitate things a little bit. I don't want to approach somebody and have them say, hey, here's this crazy stranger and he's asking to sleep at my house tonight, and call the police and have this blow up into something big. So in each state, as I get to it, I'm hoping to see if there's somebody that has some time to volunteer and basically reach out to the towns that I'll be coming to, see what the local newspaper is, see what the local news station is. Just say, hey, I don't know if you heard about this guy, but you know, he's got a pretty neat story and it might be newsworthy to you and your folks. Sundays is my day of rest. One of the things I've been asked by a bunch of people, I already have a few already set up through people I know already in my existence that have asked me to come to their church and speak to their church and share with them. Because again, what I'm doing is based on humanity, Christianity, and helping fellow humans. And that is hopefully a heartwarming story. And people have asked me to come and share some of my stories with them. And it would be great for me to get out there and have a place to go decompress on that Sunday, make my peace, say my prayers, and kind of move on. So I'm also asking, as those folks look to those media outlets, if they wouldn't mind knowing, hey, on Sunday he's going to be in this general area, let me reach out to a couple of churches in the area and see if, A, they'd welcome him to kind of stop in and worship there, and also, hey, would they have any interest in having him speak to folks, or can he just shake hands and meet people outside? And because those are the kind of people I want to meet, those are the kind of people I want to have an impact on. I may have secured somebody here in Pennsylvania. I want to confirm it with her. Tricia, thank you. You reached out to me last night. And just so you guys know, Tricia is somebody that, if you remember one of my first videos, I met a family at a local water ice store, and they were just nothing but supportive and said, how can I help? And I reached out to her, and so I'm hopeful that her and I will be able to get together and she'll be able to take on that kind of thing for me while we're here in Pennsylvania, and then as I move into Ohio and then Indiana, Illinois, etc. So if you know of anybody out that way, or if, as this starts to spread, let the folks know, and I'd be greatly appreciative in working with some folks with that. All right, guys, I got a lot to do today. I just had to go for a blood test because I'm ramping up my life insurance to protect my family. The last thing I want to do, people have asked me what I'm afraid of. I'm not afraid of fellow humans. I don't think I'm going to get jacked up out there. I don't think anybody's going to come to hurt me. My biggest fear, quite honestly, is two things. One, just human nature. I'm going to be putting a lot of wear and tear on my body. I'm not a young man. But secondly, what I'm really, really afraid about, if I have any fears at all, is that we all text and drive. And I don't say we all, but a lot of people are texting and driving. It's only going to take one driver over 3,000 miles to be distracted to kind of come off and get me. And that's my biggest fear, is that somebody not paying attention, you know, the likelihood of me getting hit versus somebody else. I'm walking 3,000 miles, they might walk 300 yards. So that's about it. Guys, I love you. Thanks for the support. I'm trying to be a little bit more upbeat and not be the my days of reflection and kind of trying to get my soul clear with this, or they're not gone. I'm very deep, but I've made peace with the people I got to make peace with. I'm trying to be more positive, and I'm hoping my personality will start to come out. People that know me are like, Jim, that's not even you. These people don't even know who you are. You're so engaging and gregarious and fun. But I think as I start to meet people and live stream and take some photos of them, that's when I hopefully, you know, you really see who I am and how I engage folks and they engage with me, and I'm really looking forward to it. So we're just a week and 3 days away or so right now, and that's where we're at, guys. So stay tuned. I'll keep you updated. Check my Facebook page, and that's what we got. So have a great day. Grace, Kira, Landon, love you guys. And oh, here's a side thing. So today I like to pick out movies and learn from movies. And maybe this isn't the most appropriate, and there's not a lot of learning, but my gosh, tonight me and the kids are watching 16 Candles. I don't know why I had this epiphany this morning. That's not epiphany, but why I had the thought and just reminiscing back to my younger days. And what a classic, great movie. So if you guys want to join along with me as I go and I try to share these things, you know, today's movie of the day is 16 Candles. Grab your kids, grab your family, get some popcorn, have a smile, pretend you're there with me, and we'll go from there. Have a great day, everybody.